and Tony here. So as you can see, I've actually gotten quite far in the model. Basically the model is complete except the cockpits, the canopy, which I need to put the plastic seal into, and the decals and the lighting. But the main construction is complete. So I want to show you guys what I've done, what I suggest you do, and then I'm going to show you quickly how to put it together. So you do it the correct order, so you don't break anything. Okay, so what I've done, I'll go over briefly. I finished the rear landing pod or landing gear module by gluing the 4 parts together. Okay, so that's how it looks, and this just slides into the body. So it slides into the lower of the bottom of the pods. And what I've done as well is I've finished gluing on the base of the upper intercooler with the sides, and I put the wires on. And then also the engines have been painted. Well, everything's been painted except the clear interior parts. Okay, and I put the red stripes on. So all the painting is complete. The red stripes with the red purple paint that I recommend is this color, but you can mix your own ones. And then on the side pods, I've painted it like this. I've glued the components into place, painted the interior silver before I glue this in. I've did all these RCS blast marks before I put the wings etc. on, so do it before the time. And I've put around the red lines I put a small black line with a permanent marker. Not all the sections actually should have it, but I've done it on everything to make it unique. And if you actually look at the full mock-up, nose tip has it on, I think there's 1 or 2 other sections, but I've done it on everything. Okay, so and I've also glued the don't know if you want to call it a inlet in as well, with a small blob of glue. So when I'm ready to do lighting, I can just push this out, it'll come loose, and I can fit the lighting and then glue it back in again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and the reverse thrusters, and then also the closed version. And be very careful with these when you put them in and take them out, because mine actually broke on the edges. I had to do a repair. It's a little bit uneven. So be very, very careful with these. Sand them down so they fit in just slightly tight. So you do not have to use any force to pull them out, or these little edges will break off. Also the I think it's the fuel cap. Oopsie. Fuel cap. Okay. So I can just show you guys how to put it together from where everything's broken apart. Obviously, it's your choice to glue it together as a permanent kit. So starting off with the rear of the lower body, as you've seen, I've glued this in. This here is actually not glued in because it fits in quite tightly. Okay, so it fits in. You can put a little bit of glue in if you want to. So for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to remove it just in case it comes out. Okay. Like I said, this is glued in. So for your main body components to actually fit together nicely, I mean, you'll get all the screws and nuts etc. with it. You need your I think it's a 2mm tool. Okay, and then you need this piece, and then basically this slides in like such. I hope this all comes on camera. If I see anything's off camera, I'll just put a picture in, a photograph. Okay, this is the brace to actually hold it in place, and you see there's small little holes where the screw goes through. It doesn't screw into this, it just goes through and where it holds it. So you slide this into place so this doesn't move. So now it's pretty much secured. Okay, then your platform comes in, goes on, and then it gets 2 short screws in the front and 2 longer ones on the rear side. So so the longer ones are 2 cm. Okay, the shorter ones are 1.5. So 1.5s, here they are. Okay. So everything's prepared and the nuts are on the other side. So it's quite screwing very securely. I'm going to try not to rush the video because I don't want to break anything. I've broken a few things. A matter of fact, the one section I have not shown to you is the nose and the nose detail, and that's very important to take note that you need to make sure that nose tip fits in pretty loosely, because I did not do that. When I took it off the first time, it broke off, fell on the floor and shattered. And I had to sit and put it together like a puzzle to make sure it was right again. And that's this piece. Okay, so you can see the interior is there. Okay, I blew the front in. So this needs to be very, very light pressure slid off, and it comes off, and there's your interior detail. Okay, my whole front end's shattered off, some pieces broke. I had to reprint some parts to make it work, so I do not want to have you guys break yours. So make sure, because this fits in between the printed part and this FDM printed part, so it actually sits pretty snug. Okay, so it's in. I'll glue the sides in as well. It looks pretty nice. Okay, so anyway, under the construction, so then you got your rear cockpit. Put this on first before you put your pods on, because these little edges need to go over the edge, over the top of the pod. So then slip this in, push it so it actually can even hear it, so it goes in, and then in goes your 2.5 centimeter screw. And this piece you want to put on at the end after you slid your cockpit in. So I've got the cockpit here, it's not painted, but I'm going to go through the process of installing it, or sliding it in. Okay, so now we've got that. What I want to do is I want to test the landing gear. I have not tested it on the weight yet of the kit, and I sure as heck hope it holds the weight, but I will find out pretty soon. So on your pod sections, okay, you get your two covers, right and left. Okay, so it goes in. You can either put this on before you put the wing in to hold it. I'm going to do it afterwards. Okay, but the idea is to put your wings in before you put it into the body. For the simple reason is you have to put pressure on it to get this screw in the back. Okay, so let me see, this is right hand side, this is the right hand one. Just slides in like such. I'm going to do right and left. Now Husky just walked in over here. Lexi. Okay, squeaking at me. Okay, and then your left one. She wants attention, you see. Okay. So you get that one. There goes in. So you've got those two. We now need to be very careful and actually create space, or else I'm going to break something and then I'm going to cry. I might do some serious swearing on this video that's going to go online. I don't want to do that. Okay, so the other thing is you need to install the top pod once the two main pods are installed as well. It'll make it easier to handle. Okay, and over here as well, the top wing is not glued in. I've just pushed it in. Okay, so the part you need to really take care of over here is, like I mentioned before, the section. You do not twist this when you take it in and out. Try and keep it level, else this will, if the twist in here, this will break off. And I've fixed this a few times already. Okay, so I might be off camera now. Let me just go back slightly, push this in without damaging my my other printed parts, because they're quite delicate. Okay, so this goes in. Oh, it's going in pretty well. Okay, so that's how it looks. At this stage I can maybe stand it up upright. Okay, now I did say put the wings on first and I didn't do that. Okay, so even I did it wrong. Okay, I won't let this go. Okay, let me redo this. Let me take this off camera. It might be a bit of a mission to actually do put it on with the wings, but I haven't done it yet. It'll be my first go. So this thing's so damn big, I just don't have space. Okay, so wings. Let me just explain what I've done here. I've just pushed in the wire, antenna wire. You get it in the box. It just pushes into the hole. You can glue it in if you want to. Okay, so anyway, left wing. Let's go for it. Insert. Okay. Now this is where the force comes in. I'm actually holding it against my body. And I'm putting a screw in the back. I'm trying not to damage anything that's could be in the way. If anything slips, then it's kaput for the model. There it goes. Okay, the screws in. Because there's one module done. The second module. Okay, so my apologies for this being off camera, but if I try and stay here the whole time, I might not get the right grip and my hand might slip and then I'll break something and I'll be swearing again. And I've done a bit of swearing really on this kit. Especially when I broke that front nose. I think my neighbors heard me swearing. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Okay, now this module is not going to come out now. Obviously, if you want to, okay, when it's in the body, but if you want to have it closed, then you just slide your this one in instead. Okay. Yeah, closed here then. Okay, so now I have my two modules. Oopsie. Okay, main body. Let's go with the right hand side first. It might be easier while I'm actually holding the wing to do this. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, I'm going to break anything. Okay, now it's on my lap. I'm pushing downwards. I won't be able to do the same thing with the other side because obviously this will be in the way. Okay, so the other side. There it goes. Okay, I think it's in. This looks lined up. Now for the other one. There we go. I'm not going to break the gear, the landing gear. So here we go. Again, slides in. This might be more challenging. And I might have to go off camera, which I think I am. My apologies. So you'll go off camera. Okay, I think that's in. Looks to be like it's in. Okay, so there's the main, and even on the camera it's too big to actually show. Okay, I've got this wooden plastic box which I'm going to stand it on. Okay. No, bad idea because I've got landing gear. Okay, anyway, so there's my landing gear. Seems to be holding the weight on the rear. Okay, so let me use this box in the front, just like that. Okay, so okay, I'm setting a bit at the brow, but luckily I did not break anything. Okay, next would be the top. Okay, and this, as you guys know, slides in with this little lip going into the rear of the cockpit. Then I just whack it in from the back, so it goes in. Let me turn this whole thing. I have to take extra care now because of the landing gear at the back here. I'm actually going to lift it up on the bottom like that. Oh, shit. Okay, now with the engine in, I'm going to do the smack to get it in. Make sure it's lined up. It's not going. There you go. There's it. Okay, that's the top in. Okay, so this actually holds the whole weight of it. Alrighty then. So now, I'll just show you guys quickly the sliding in of the cockpit. So I've got the cockpit module, and that's simply, this whole thing goes together as I've shown before with no glue, and that slides in. Let me take the seat out. It should fit in very, very snugly. There we go. There. In it goes. Okay. So I'm not going to put this in for now. The seat. Okay, now the nose. So I'm going to move this camera so it's standing like such. Okay, so I have to flip this whole model over because this screws in from the bottom, and so does the landing gear. So I'm first going to screw in the two side ones, and then I'll do the bottom one, and then I'll screw in the bottom front landing gear. Just FYI, use the plastic parts for the stand. Okay. So now I have two 1.5 mils, and then two for the lower 1.5 mils. Okay, something I forgot to do, and I've seen the screws now and I've stupidly forgot it, but I can still do it. Is on the side of these pods there's two screws. They are 3 centimeter. Okay, and they hold the pod in. So if you forget it, doesn't matter, you can do it afterwards, because everything is lined up. So I'll put one in. I've actually got the wrong color one over here, you know, that white. So it's a nice thing that you can actually reach these and screw them in. Okay, if you cannot see where I'm screwing, it's right there. Okay, and there's two on that side. Okay. So I'm going to screw one in. I'm actually going to screw one in each side because my concern obviously is I don't want anything to fall off while I'm working. Okay. One here, one at this side. It's not going through very well for some reason. Which means this thing isn't in properly. Right, there it goes. Okay. Okay, same with the engines on the rear. I have the screws that go in where the reverse thrusters go in. I'll do that at the end. Okay, so now I have to get onto this section. Let me move the camera again. So you have holes. First. And one should hold it, but let me just start putting the second one in. I don't want there to be pressure on just one screw. That side. Apologies that I don't have a wider angle camera. I'm actually using my phone, which does pretty good video. Okay, so he's in. He's in. Okay, now for the front landing gear. Okay, so goes in this way. The whole module screws in together. So what I'm going to do is let me decide. Maybe flip the whole thing upwards. Like this. Okay, so if you guys can see, I'm not sure. I'm going to put one screw into the bottom. Now I'm going to do another screw that's going to hold the landing gear in. What I actually want to do now is not to put too much pressure on it. I'm just going to flip it forward onto the landing gear, and then I'm going to. So there we go. So that's 10. Okay, so that's a good sign. Okay, so I'm going to screw one screw to hold the landing gear in. I'm not sure if I should flip this back or. I don't know what will be the best way now. Let's see. Because the landing gear is actually now loose, and yeah, on one engine it actually does come up all the way, as you can see over here. Okay, so off camera again. Let me just put this landing gear module in. I want to get the whole thing screwed in so it's actually secured. And that's it. Okay. So there we go. Okay, and then the obvious thing from there is to push your guns into their respective sides, right and left. Okay, here we go. Left hand one. Sorry, left and right. This is the right hand one. And then I can screw my engines in left and right as well. Let me see if I maybe get a better angle on the camera. There we go. So going in, and then just screw it in, and then you can put your covers on. Okay. Let me get this right. Hello. Because I'm not standing at the back, you see. So here it goes. Okay, and once again, screw it in so nothing falls off. and same with the other side. Now the engine's here. Right, and one, in it goes. So everything is very, very secure. The only loose thing, if you were to move this model, would be your canopy and your covers for the inside detail. They won't be glued on or very tight for that matter. Okay, so let me go here with the camera. I'm just going to screw this rear engine in before I move on. Can't seem to find the hole for the screw to go into, which is quite strange. So there it goes. Okay. So the next video is going to be the decals. I'll have the decals, I'll have the lighting kits. That'll be in a few weeks' time. So anyone buying the kit in between now and then, I'm going away for a few weeks. There will be a kit or two available on the way, but if not, you'll have to wait for me to return. But there you go. So that's the you put the seat in. There you go. Top. Such. And then obviously you have your two little covers for your you go into these holes over here. And they go in with the T facing upwards. Okay. 1, 2. Covering up those screw holes. And then your two covers for your side detail. And like I said, they should push in under the wing, so mine are slightly loose. It's up to you how you put it in, but if you put it in before the wing, then it's going to squash it in and it might be tight to difficult to get out. Okay, and then you have your reverse thrusters over here, so one there, one over here. Okay, so that's basically how it goes together, from being in pieces to being full. And as you can see, it's a huge model, not small at all. Okay, so just swing around to the camera. You can see how it looks. Okay, and your inner detail. It's off. There you go. And then you got your gaps here to bring your lighting in, which I'll cover in the lighting video. Okay, so that's it on this video. So in a few weeks' time, I'll post the next one, and that'll be decal, some weathering, and lighting. Okay, guys. So till then, keep well, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Cheers.